Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Jessica Jones, issue number 2 from the digital, online, exclusive only kind of thing. Yeah, I know, whatever. Still, it's chapter 3 and chapter 4. So check this out. $5, you get 2 comic books. Boosh, all rolled up in one. I'm just saying. All right, let's get talking about who actually made this comic book. Writer, Kelly Thompson. Artist, Maria de Uelis, unless I destroyed the name, in which case it's not that person. It's the person who's actually written here that I can't pronounce the name, and I'm really sorry. I'm probably going to wind up getting a bullet in the back of the head and then healed 2 days later. Not the point, but minor spoilers for what's about to happen in this book. In the meantime, Maria did do the pencils, the inks, and the colors in this, so not too shabby. Not too shabby. Okay. VC's Corey Petit came along and did a little bit of lettering. He's scribbling a couple things in here. The cover, Martin Simmons. Graphic designer, Carlos Lau. I don't know what the graphic designer does. I have no idea what the graphic designer does. Maybe you have no idea what the graphic designer does. But the fact is, we don't have to worry about what the graphic designer does because Carlos has it taken care of, all right? It's all under wraps. So relax there. Just chillax. Chillax. All right. And I also, like, on a serious note, I like that it says Jessica Jones created by Brian Michael Bendis and Michael Gaydos. I know these two are off doing other things for other people at this point, and that's cool. But it always does my heart. Well, if I could sit there and tell everybody in every single comic book that I review who wrote and did all this stuff for the comic book, the least that Marvel can do, if they're not paying people, I don't know if they're paying people, if they're not paying people royalties for, thanks for creating stuff, then it's nice that they at least, at the very least, mention these are the people who made these awesome characters that we get to keep forever. Yeah, it's like that. Anyway, so Jessica Jones has a couple of murders to solve, including her own, and because somehow she got better, and she does find that out in this book. All right, she does find out who shot you. She finds out. So she's walking around. She's trying to find out more specifically if what's her name, Eliza Bloodstone, maybe knows who shot her and killed her also. She came back to life. She got better. So these guys are honorary X-Men at this point because they got better. And she in order to do that, she's like, listen, I was shot and killed essentially a couple days ago, and I was actually on my way to go kill a bunch of sea creatures, so troglodytes, and I never actually got there. So I know they're causing all sorts of hell all over the place. And that was down at the Hudson River. She's like, so you think they're still there? Oh, yeah, they're definitely still there. Okay, so they go down there, and they start lopping off the heads of troglodytes. Jessica Jones takes an axe, and she's acting like, recent school Dr. Strange, just hacking people up without a blue cloak. And she's just chopping heads off of troglodytes. And right alongside of Elsa Bloodstone, who, of course, she's just chopping people up, man. And I love the conversation these two have. And at first, it seems like what do you call it? Jessica's a little bit, not subservient, but a little bit like, bending the knee a little bit to Elsa. She's in a little bit of shock and awe. And I understand that Elsa wouldn't necessarily be in shock and awe. So I was a little bit bothered at first that Jessica was kind of given a little bit more credence to Elsa than was given, like you never respect anybody who doesn't respect you. Geez, if you didn't have a father who told you that, at least listen to Lawrence Fishburne as Furious, who explained that to young Cuba Gooding Jr. in Boys in the Hood. I'm just saying. So, yeah, she finally, she comes into her own, and she kind of gets the hang of what she's doing, and she starts chopping things up, and they actually start talking on more even terms, and that's cool. I like that because at first I was a little bit turned off by that. I'm like, dude, why is she being all cool to Elsa? Elsa's nothing special, saying no more special than she is. And then she kind of came into her own, and they left out not only on equals, but at the end when Jessica's walking away, Elsa's staring at her as she's walking away. And maybe that's just the art, maybe that's just what happened, there, but they didn't walk away as equals. They walked away with Jessica kind of in charge. So I dug that, the shoe on the other foot kind of thing. You're not ready for this mother effing, dotted mace thing, this Hawkman style mace. No, you're not ready for that. By the end of it, she was probably thinking, I probably should have given her the mace just to see what she could do. I definitely dug that. I like that. And in case you're wondering, what are you talking about, Professor Bill? People walking away and looking at you. You're in charge? Listen, you ever talk to some fine honey? You're like, hey, baby, how you doing? Saying you start macking, you're macking big time. get to the point where she starts rubbing her legs like a cricket. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you realize that you're kind of doing something similar because she's doing the same thing to you. So, you know, she's playing with her hair. You know, saying she's got her knee pointed at you and she's like, hey. And she's really focused on you. You know what I'm saying? And then you two start walking away from each other. You know the deal. You turn around, take a little glance, see if she's looking back at you, and she does, and you know, it's like that. Because if she don't look back, F her. And she's thinking the same thing about you. Okay. You know what? I'm done. That's done with the bro advice. Okay, that's done with the relationship advice. Let's get talking about the freaking systematic murder of troglodytes. Dude, I'm not happy with this, man. Dude, all life matters. All lives matter. Really? Really? No, I guess not if you're a freaking sea creature, right? I'm just simply going to point out this one little factoid. Okay. Yes, I get the idea. They got big, sharp, pointy teeth and they're really scary looking and whatnot. But that's not why you go around and start chopping people's heads off. All right. These are people. They've obviously got some kind of a society. I don't know if they build things or if they got art or this, that, or that. We might never know now because they're all freaking dead. All right, this is just the genocidal, systematic slaughtering of an entire species of green-skinned creatures. What's up with that? Greenskins don't matter? I don't get. I'm really bothered by this right now, okay? Fine, maybe they couldn't have a conversation with her in language. Maybe they were explaining things in their own language. Maybe it was like a pheromone kind of language that they just didn't get because they don't have those kinds of receptors. Like an ant could be talking to you right now. You'd never know because you don't speak through smell. I'm just saying. So she goes around, they just murder all of these freaking troglodytes. And if you're wondering, well, but they were killing people, right? Were they? Because I didn't see any bodies. I didn't see any bones. I didn't see anything lying around that looked like they were destroying things. In fact, she was talking about, oh yeah, man, a couple of days ago, they were on the Hudson River. And I'm sure they've been out killing things. So they go back, and where do they find? Did they find them out in Central Park? All right? Killing mutants out in the Xavier's mansion in the middle of Xavier? No. They don't find anything like that. They don't find them going around killing people. They're all still hanging around at the freaking location that she originally talked about that happened 2 or 3 days ago. I'm just saying, it looks like they were standing around trying to play pinochle or something like that. You don't murder people for playing pinochle. All right? I'm a little bit bothered by this. Okay. I'm done. Not cool. Okay, so real talk though. She's going around and she actually winds up finding Dia. Okay, Dia's the... she was not actually the first person who was killed. She's got to find the first person who was killed, which is actually kind of cool. I'm digging that. And apparently that's going to be wrapped up in the next chapter. And there's only one more book coming out with 2 chapters in it, okay? 2 comics mushed into one called Chapters here. So they're probably going to figure that out. And then there's going to be something coming on with She-Hulk later on. And oh my God, I can't tell you how excited I am for that. Okay, I really want to... And this is going to be the first time She-Hulk's in like a talkative mood, I think. We'll see. We'll see. But after a PTSD thing, which could have been handled better in the comics, just saying, she goes around and she finds out that there's this cat named Jared who's been going around killing people, okay? But has he? Has he really? And the stories that she's getting seem conflicting. By the end of the comic book, you're going to understand exactly why they're so conflicting. And you're going to realize that somebody has superpowers, or maybe it's everybody has superpowers. And it is... The superpower I think everybody wishes they had because they don't know what it's like if you actually have that power. Okay, I had that power once. You know what? I don't even know where I'm going to go with that, so I'm just going to let that one go. I never had that power. I never actually had that power, okay? I had the power of, like, the gift of gab. That's it, okay? I think that the summation of what happens here is that this was actually a really cool comic book. And by actually, I don't know why I said actually, because duh. All right, the previous one was good. This one is good. I imagine the next one is going to be good. And I'm wondering, by what they're indicating, what's going to happen in the next comic, if it's not going to continue after that. In which case, okay, I'll read it. It's cool because when all 3 of these come out, we can very quickly go to trade. So if you don't want to get this, which it's a shame if you don't, but if you don't want to get this digital, I get it. I understand. I know the old school feel of having the comic book actually in your hands. You know what I'm saying? But for all intents and purposes, it wouldn't really hurt. It wouldn't really hurt. But yeah, they're going to have the digital, the physical copy available probably in about 2.5 months from now, because I'm expecting that's when the final issue, final 2 chapters of the digital is going to come out, and then boom, straight to print in trade paperback form. And all 3 issues will technically be 3 issues, 6 issues altogether, that length. And yay me. in the meantime, good comic. I can honestly recommend it. Seriously, I've been seeing it said before. I've said it before also. I'm going to say it again. I'm really surprised that anybody can write Jessica Jones the way that Bendis had written her before. Like, genuinely impressed. And while the art is not the same, that's good because the writing's not the same. Mind you, this isn't just a facsimile of what we had before. This is a similar Jessica Jones while still being a different Jessica Jones. I couldn't imagine Bendis teaming Jones up with freaking Elsa Bloodstone. But on the outskirts of it, you're thinking to yourself, but why wouldn't he? And yeah, duh. Almost a blatantly obvious question. Why wouldn't he have ever teamed her up? They're the same freaking people, for crying out loud. Why wouldn't they hook each other up? You know what I'm saying? Hook up with each other and just go out and start killing a bunch of troglodytes in a painful, murderous way. Bloodthirsty and just, man. Anyway, good comic. Good comic. I like this new take on Jessica Jones, and I dig Mattia doing the art. Sorry I butchered your name again, but I'm digging the art on this. Even though it's not Michael Gato's style, it is a different style that totally works with this fairly new incarnation of Jessica Jones. Digging it. All right, guys. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.